Keith, we are ticking closer away to that better weather here for the second week of March so far, Keith.
Absolutely. It's nice out right now. I'll take it. I'll take it. We talked about next week. We've got a
I'm
chance to
teasing it.
go. Teasing to get outside. So that would be great if we can get out there on the out near the paddock, do the paddock set. But all in all, yeah, beautiful day today. We're back at it. A 9-race card, 10 tomorrow, 9 on Sunday. And we've got some opportunities.
Definitely here amongst this card. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what we've got going on. Of course, as we mentioned, that nice weather. Track is fast, no turf yet, but it's starting to get a little bit greener there on the outside. Let's start this card off with this early pick 5 in this claiming $30,000 for the 4-year-olds and up, which have never won 2, going 5.5 on the dirt. And Keith, you have the number 7, the big enchilada on top. This is going to be in the barn of Kieran McGee. Forest Boys retains the call.
This is a tough little opener. You know, there was a couple races today. I'm
There's
scratching my head back and forth, back and forth. But let's get it started. Forest Boys, and that bus is rolling right along, no doubt about it. She's been doing great. She draws outside here. Interesting. I was thinking about her going to get to the inside, but not with a horse like the big enchilada. His game is speed. He's got speed. Yeah, his best number was on an off track. But I like his positioning today. A little bump up here for Kieran and Helen Marshall. They've teamed up for a lot of wins over the years, done a great job together. And I just think out of that last race, those internals really, really sharp, 22, 45 and change. Just a little bit of a fade, 5.5 here. May have to deal with a horse like Super Bourbon. May have to deal with Boxing Ben. He's a bigger horse, this guy. I think he can kind of hound him and maybe keep going.
There we have it. And something I noticed, how was for you on Sunday, was that track bias as far as the rail versus the more middle towards the track? Did you see any discrepancy there?
Kelly, I can't remember what happened 5 minutes ago.
Fair enough.
No, I'm just kidding you. I didn't notice anything crazy, but I'll go back and take another closer look. I did not go deep into that Sunday's card. I kind of did some other things afterwards, but I'll get on it.
No. Yeah. It's something in the back of my mind. I remembered I upticked, so that 7 on the outside could really benefit if that track kind of keeps continuing with it. Let's talk about the number 5, Von Hoff, Brittany, and Sheldon Russell. This dropped down from this allowance level to the 30.
Yeah, you look at this guy. You go back. He's a 5-year-old. He's only raced 6 times, but his first 2 races were sprints, and he ran okay. So they've been trying the races since the return, going a little bit longer. Yeah, he's got some speed going long, carries it. Last time out, just a little bit of a fade, actually, the last 2. I think you're going to get back to some closing tactics, some rating tactics here for Sheldon. Shorter price, though. We'll see if this guy stays this low. We know the barn, the outfit, they take a slew of play. I'm going to use, but I think the 7's going to maybe offer me a little bit more value. Now the favorite. But I think Boxing Ben as well. His races, you've got him in the mix here for a barn. Again, doesn't run a lot of horses. High percentage off the claim. This horse, they put the blinkers back on last time. Got the lead, just a touch of a fade. Confident move up. Back races against horses that fit. He's keyed up against the big enchilada. Yeah.
Yep, that's what I see. 7-5-1-2 for Keith Fussell there in race number 1. Listen, on a couple of races that we have today, I feel like we could really dig into them. I think it's a very interesting, a little bit of a tough nut card here today. And with that, let's start your early pick 4. Let's see what we have going on there. Ooh, I'm proud of you for finding a single on this kind of day today.
Yeah, I almost, and I will tell you this. Go ahead and play the pick 3 as well. Line it up, 2, 3, and 4. I almost just did that. I really like Big Rowdy Dan, so we'll take a shot for that pick 4. But I'm going to play the pick 3 of races 2, 3, and 4. Same cost, $18.
Sure.
So take a shot there. We get you started, race 2, with the 2, 3, and 5. Irish Lace, I like a lot in there. Race 3 with the 2, 4, and 6. 4 deep in the 4th. Like Smooth Rico, can he come back? And, man, visually, you're going to see that race. It was really strong. I'm going to hook him up. I'm going to use the 2, 8, and 10 as well. Patriotic Party, a big number at 15-1 on the line. Showing a little bit of late life in his race. He's kind of changing tactics. Race 5, there's your single, Big Rowdy Dan. We've got a video of his most recent. We'll talk about that one in a bit.
Okay, there's Keith's early pick 4. He's also very supportive of anybody doing an early pick 3, starting in race number 2 today, which does kick off with a claiming 5,000 for the girls 4 and up, going a 1-turn mile on the dirt. Keith, you and I both have the number 3. Let's take a look at Irish Lace from that effort last time out, going 7 furlongs.
Thought this was a good race, and she's certainly capable at the mile. You see that 2 wins from 3 tries. Irish Lace moves into the teeth of a pretty good pace. And there's Thunder Buggy. We're going to catch her right back again today. And she, you know what, she holds on okay. She just battles all the way to about mid-stretch. But Irish Lace was the one to make this first move. Tops out at a 63 buyer when it's all said and done. Man, can she come back to that? Because before, I mean, she really wasn't in that kind of range. There's Thunder Buggy battling. I think these two, again, will hook up sometime top of the stretch and try to carry that battle to the wire. Outdancing just the beneficiary there. That was the nest runner, kind of little zigzag down outside, inside, and got it done. But Irish Lace held well, I thought, in defeat.
Yep, absolutely. You also go with you mentioned you have to go with Thunder Buggy. You also mentioned the number 2, Willer Won't. Tim Kreiser ships in. Angel Rodriguez comes in and takes the drive over from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Willie or won't, or will she or won't she? That's the key. She's dropping. She's got a race over this racetrack. 4 races down on the page. If she runs like that against a horse like Charming Way, Too Many Kisses, it's over.
Right.
But the last 3, I don't know what's happened. Tim Kreiser is interesting. Could be getting set up for a starter here. You never know. This is a barn you always have to protect with. They run at a high rate when they come down here. I should say they win at a high rate. So Will or Won't, I think I'm going to use in there just slightly. I'm going to key around Irish Lace, Thunder Buggy, but it's a horse I don't want to get beat by in my pick 4 or my pick 3. Both bets I'm going to be playing today. But, she has the ability. You look at the last couple, she's been up on the lead and fading. Right. She can rate. I like your price play in there. You've got it. I've got it. The 8, Congress Hall at 6-1 on the line here with Jamie Rodriguez for Brandon McFarland.
Why not? I mean, we haven't seen a lot. So actually, for the last 3 starters from Charlestown to Laurel, no winners but 2 seconds for Brandon McFarland. So that is a trend that's a little bit of an upward climbing trend that you might want to tag along on.
Yeah, and you toss that last number of Irish Lace. Can she come back to that 63? Even Thunder Buggy's been maybe a little bit slightly more consistent, running faster numbers. The rest of them, they're all like a mid to high 40 kind of pack of buyer figure runners. Congress Hall, though, I like. Brandon's doing good work. Again, limited stock, but doing okay. Congress Hall, look at that stat there at the distance. 9 starts, 2 wins, 4 seconds, 2/3, knocks on the door, making good money. A buyer of 56. I think she's in fine form for her, and especially for this field. J-Rod will have to work that trip around the turn to save a little bit of ground. I don't want her wide the entire way.
There we have it. 3-5-2-8 for Keith Fusel in his start to the early pick 4. Race number 3 is the second leg. Maiden claiming 12-5, 7 furlongs on the dirt. Makes it interesting. You and I both go with Nico Lucky in the barn of Raymond Ginter Jr. Tori Alba gets the call. A little bit of drifting last time. I like this horse in this field. The 7 furlongs is going to make things really interesting today. It
could. I think he'll sit a good trip again. Where's Ray? The speed of the speed, in my opinion. This horse on the outside might go ahead and press. But Nico Lucky, it was kind of like the last 16th of a mile. His body type and everything, he was reaching. He kept on grinding. He wanted a little bit more ground. It definitely looked like that to me. Third off of the break. Barn trying to pick things back up, a little lower percentage here. But again, I think he'll take aim of Where's Ray. Here coming back third off a break for Salzman. This horse has run pretty well in defeat. Going some pretty sharp internals, a little softer last time, but battling, slight fade. I think will relax up front with Martina Rojas.
Yep.
If he can escape a little pressure from this outside horse, yes, he stays a ways in here.
And with the number 6 Army Cadet, Joanne Schenkel, Yomar Ortiz, you're just looking for a little bit of a turnaround there after some rough beginnings in those last 2 starts.
Yeah, you go back on the page prior, September, the debut was good. Then Pimlico, okay, some horses. Austin Boston has come back to run some good races. Last time I just lethargic, sluggish, it's broke slow, urged along. When I give you that comment and they're 12 off the pace early, and I'll tell you, urge means, when I give it, it's going to be early on. So lacking that speed, just a little bit lazy. This drop might bring them back into focus and get them back going again. That was blinkers on last time. Second blinks today. See if Army Cadet, he might need a little help. If he gets it and gets a little more focus, yes, he certainly has the late impact kind of run to get it done.
4-2-6-3 for Keith Fusel there in race number 3. Race number 4 starts the Rainbow Pick 6. Keith, I was trying to figure out this. I did not have much fun trying to get this ticket figured out, because this whole card today, I'm not saying it's a complete scramble, but it was a little bit of a head scratch. A couple of races are some head scratchers there. They can go any direction. So in race number 8, I go ahead and I single on the number 4. That is going to be Royal Seamstress, Claudia Gonzalez. Lopez will have a video later on. Race 9, interesting, very, very interesting in that claiming 30,000. What a way to end this card. I end up having to go 4 wide, but a lot of things going on there. I'll dive a little bit deeper into it in the afternoon, but let's go ahead and get back to a little bit more pressing matters. Claiming 5,000, 3/4 of a mile on the dirt. Scratch in the number 3 Silent Service. You and I both have the rail horse. In Smooth Rico, let's go ahead and we might as well take a look at that last effort out, winning for Kieran McGee, Carlos Lopez.
Yeah, we had this guy last time, I think. Yeah, 4-1, square price. Kieran, the last 21 days, hitting at a rate of about 31%, 32%. Got what he liked up in front. We were talking. He needed kind of things to go his way up front and him to escape any kind of issues the first, say, 3/16 of a mile. He got it. He relaxed pretty well. And when Lopez says, let's go, man, he responded. He just
push button.
Kicks away with vigor. And Kieran, as he does so well, year in and year out, guys like he and Ness, they work through these conditions. This is a hot horse. Now jumps up, eligible for this 4 in life included in this little condition, 1 in 6 months or 4 in life. Smooth Rico, right back. Out an extra 16th of a mile, but, man, he brought the finish there.
He certainly did. You and I also go with our same type of exacta in the number 2, Nick's Little Boy, Phil Capuano, Jamie Rodriguez also. Pretty tough last time out going the 5.5. Since this one has done well going a bit longer, the 6 furlong should be no problem.
Yeah, critical for both these horses, our top picks, to get, out of that first 1/8 of a mile unscathed, because there is speed to the outside. They'll get into that position. This guy, the light bulbs come back on the last couple starts. Gutsy effort behind his name. It's Open Nickel, now in for the condition today.
The number 10, we might as well, since we both have them. The number 10, Working on a Dream, 12-1 for Robin Graham, Gina Vello, who's going to be riding well for this one. Just keeps churning and gets better second time at this level.
Yeah, certainly not the speed I think that he even had on the go back, but he's a type of horse here. There's plenty of horses that kind of want to be on the lead or near it.
Yep.
I think you'll see Alvello go ahead and just settle. Let's get this horse back off the pack, maybe 6 or 8 lengths out of it, probably leaving the far turn. I think will stoke up a rally along with Patriotic Party. They're the two that I like to run into this flow.
1, 2, 10, 8 for Keith Fusel there in race number 4. Race number 5 starts the late pick 5 and a starter optional 12-5 for the 4-year-olds and up. Scratching the 6 Acquiar. Let's go ahead and talk about your top selection. Big Rowdy Dan, and let's not talk, but just look again in that last time effort on the 16th of February.
Yeah, gets himself, unfortunately, a little bit of a pickle here. Going towards the far turn. You're going to see him moving up. He's keen to go out. He's TNT, keen on the lead, out for the lead. This guy here, though, just when he was getting ready, boom, a little stumble, almost a clip heels there at the 3.5 furlong pole, and it takes him a little while to get himself back together. He drops back in between horses, let's say 5, 6 out of it there at the 3/8 pole. He actually showed a little bit of late life. I could have carried that out to the finish. But I like where he draws today. I think the positional speed that he's got, Masai Man, Addie's Laddie TNT out for the lead along with Commanding General. If I can see this guy relax maybe 4 out of it, leaving the 3/8 pole, in clear of trouble, Alvello will get this one to run down the speeds.
I like that. You also go with the number 7 on the outside, Hot Pot, Michael Moore. Dexter Haddock also having a trouble trip last time out.
Yeah, out of that same race, but he got his issues at the break, steady to start. Overland trip, 5 and 6 wide. Again, we'll need things to kind of get going. I think they will. I just like Big Rowdy Dan a little bit better.
Okay, I like that. All right, there we go. Keith Fusel with the number 3, Big Rowdy Dan there. Rudy Sanchez, Solomon Gianovello in race number 5. We will be right back after this commercial break for the rest of Friday's card.
Thoroughbred Racing is taking vital steps to make our sports safer. These include the use of independent veterinarians, strict anti-doping and medication controls, and a single national authority empowered to create uniform standards and enforce reforms. With each step, more data is gathered, a accountability demanded, and progress made as safety takes the lead. Visit ntra.com/safety for more.
The late pick 4 and the jackpot super high 5 begins in this, claiming 40,000, 3/4 of a mile on the dirt for the 3-year-olds and up. Keith, let's talk about the number 6, and again, a nice little look-see for Troy Singh with Mr. Agent Yomar Ortiz.
And touching back on what we were talking about earlier in the show on that Sunday card, yes, a little bit high and wide was good. Closing
good.
in.
Okay,
Yes, yeah,
great.
yeah.
Okay.
I just went back and
Good.
just jogged the memory a little bit looking at those results, and absolutely, that's kind of how you wanted to get it done
Outside
on
post today,
Sunday.
Keith.
Well, we'll see, but yeah, I tell you what, this race here for Troy Singh, really, really good, Mr. Agent. This was back to a fast track. This was the key to me. Made that move into the flow, a little duel inside, going away late. Good energy to the wire, through the wire. I like this effort and warrants the jump. Final time in that race, only 3/5 off of Hemp. So you're talking about like a first level allowance older horse. This guy went quick, visually looked good, back on the fast track, going to get a fast track today. If you get a chance, check out the Racing Biz. Frank Vespe's got a good little story, a little profile for Samraj Troy Singh.
There we go. Yes, definitely take a look at that, Troy. Just a mainstay here in Maryland for the past several years. So hope to continue on his good success. The rail horse in the number 1 Square Slice, Vincent Bracchielli Jr., Forrest Boyce on the rail. First time out against winners today.
Bo getting it done with Square Slice last time out, right? Got the perfect
Yes.
trip, the Forest Boys trip. I think can move into this company against winners and definitely pose a threat. Source will settle back. Doesn't need to be super, super close. There's enough flow in here. Square Slice will ride the inside, rally into it late. That was a good sustained run into a loose leader. Things might be a little bit more contested today.
There we go. One-way farrier, Kieran McGee, Carlos Lopez. Just sticking around on the left lead, cutting back in distance here today.
Maybe found the mile just a little too much. That's all I'm thinking. But he's a 3-time winner. You got to like that. I don't think we have any other 3-time winners in this field. No. Yes, this horse to go ahead and make a stronger run from the quarter pole home.
Just quickly touch on Force of Justice. John Salzman Sr., Gene Brusino gets on the outside a little bit more, might help them out a little bit more today.
Well, he's quick, and when you're talking about speed of the speeds, I think it's him if they really want to go.
Right.
He's tackled some really, really tough horses. Yes, I think he stays a long way in here. If he clears off and relaxes, he might be very, very difficult to run down. We'll see if Dubai Fire sends a couple of these other horses have a little speed, but they're going to have to deal with Force of Justice.
There we go. 6147 for Keith Fustel in race number 6. Race number 7 starts it doesn't start anything actually for as far as our pools go, but it's a maiden claiming 20,000, going a mile on the dirt for the 3-year-old fillies. Scratch in the number 4 Maximum Emily. Keith, you have the number 7 on top, and Hateful for Corrales Arujo. You also have a nice Keith Fustel stat for us today.
Yeah, and this might be a little bit of a reach. The win percentage, no, just okay, right? 12% last 3 years on the dirt, 12%, 12 for 26 in the money, with the maiden claimers going sprint to route. The ROI is what sticks out to me. So you keep grinding, and you're going to come up with a good little nugget there with Jose Corrales. When you least expect it, here he comes. He jumps up and gets you. Third off a little bit of a break by Barbados. Limited stats for this stallion, especially with route runners. Hits about 25%, but I think a lot of those wins. Albertano, I think, is a horse that ran a lot of routes. A lot of these horses by Barbados, they haven't been going long. There was one other horse that came to mind, but we'll get to that another day. But I thought Hateful, she ran pretty well. She had trouble, ran into that Salzman first, or they ran a big buyer, 70 first time out. Salzman and Jay Williamson getting it done with stick with the colors. Steadied half, 5 wide 3/16, kept on. You go back on her page again. I'm kind of keying up horses. We do that a lot. She's run with the right kind of company. She finished in front of CC Royal, and we saw what she did on Sunday. Maybe the mile's just a little bit too much, but I think from a positional speed standpoint, her draw outside I like. Tiz Vino to go inside. Maybe Easter Sunday, girl. But Hateful will be right up there, I think, with the leaders turning for home. I think she can hang around here. 7-2, maybe a little bit of an upset off of this Dutcho horse that we know coming in by the glass. Just kind of, you look at the numbers, steadily better maybe than everything in the race. Hateful's number last time, good. Company lines work off the fast track. Tried 2 races back. That second place finisher came back to win a maiden special weight up there in New York. But she's just kind of even. They're just looking for the spark with the blinkers, it looks like.
There we
and
go.
the drop.
Well worded there. You also go with the number 2 in No Walk in the Park, McGee Rojas, trying routing for the first time for this one. What's your take on it?
Again, she kind of looks like a one-run sprinter to me, but she's got a little grind in her. The bottom side, no picnic. She was okay going long. Not great, but she was okay, serviceable. This top side mastery, 14% with the dirt routers. I'll throw her into the mix, 7, 8, 2, 5.
There we have it. Race number 8 is a restricted allowance going 3/4 of a mile on the dirt. Scratch in the 5 Lassie's Notion for these girls 4 and up. Keith, you and I both have the number 4 in Royal Seamstress on. Let's go ahead and take a look at that effort for Claudio Gonzalez and Carlos Lopez.
Back here on February the 2nd, first off of a little bit of a respite, but man, runs into Liquidator. Some other good horses, and boy, I tell you, she ran huge. Took the pressure early, got away with a little bit of a softer opening quarter, 23-2. Was able to spurt away. Liquidator just too good. A winner of a lot of races. Look at her when she switches over to her correctly, coming to the 16th pole, levels off. But Royal Seamstress not really giving up at all. She looks like she might have a slight pace advantage early against this group with a clean break. Possibly Angel of Canterbury, Devil Pays in Gold there early, but all 3 of her Laurel dirt sprints are good. Her company lines are good. You see on the go back, hooking up with that Too Many Kisses, a Tim Keefe runner that I think just ran recently like a 72.
Yes.
So a good number. So Royal Seamstress with Carlos Lopez, she'll be on the engine. And I think she can handle a little bit of pressure if anybody wants to go with her. But underneath, I'll use Devil's Pays in Gold. I think she's just kind of the hot horse right now. They got the money, dropping down and cutting her in half last time out. She's sitting good trips. I don't think maybe some quicker internals, too. They went brisk early. She made that wide sweep and sustained. She's a horse that's in form. I like that. A couple of these other ones are kind of a little bit been in and out, Chickahominy, she might be a little bit better turf or off track. We'll find out. I'll use her into the mix. Angel Art to make that run from off the pace. But I don't think Devil Pays in Gold is going to be too far out of it come midterm.
Right. There we have it. You also have the number 1 in the 6, Angel Art. You just mentioned, but Chickahominy, you just mentioned as well. Kind of gave us the base facts of that.
Yeah.
But 4-2, 1-6.
I think Angel of Art last time and Chickahominy, that opening quarter, it just didn't help them out. Things were to the advantage of the horses a little bit up front, and they just couldn't stoke it up. They could not get that run going.
Right.
Going to need a little bit more flow. I'm not sure. Angel of Canterbury might have to go and really kind of go crazy and send out there with Royal Seamstress. We'll see if that happens, but they might be up against it from a pace factor.
And our finale here on Friday is a claiming 30,000 going a 1-turn mile on the dirt for the 4-year-olds and up. Keith, you have the number 4 in Edge of Glory on top in the barn of Jamie Ness. Michael Sanchez takes the reins on this one.
It's back and forth in this race. Again,
right.
I struggle with the nightcap. If things don't get too crazy up front, I think both of these horses, Storming Chrome, Edge of Glory, can kind of hang around. Edge of Glory, they went much too fast last time for his liking, second off a break. He goes third off the break, off of a 180 to his 365-day break. This kind of move third off of it. He's won with his last 2. Click to confirm, Gallop the other day. So Edge of Glory, I think, can shadow Storming Chrome. Maybe he goes ahead and goes, but if these 2 don't get crazy, they carry their little match race a long way in here.
There we have it. 4-1-3-5 for Keith Fusel there in his pick for the last race here on Friday. Let's touch up and let's dive into those picks just a little bit deeper here in the lightning round. You go with your best bet of the day in Big Rowdy Dan Ferruti Sanchez Solomon, Gina Vello, 7-2 in race number 5.
He was completely thrown off his game last time, in a position to make that move into the turn. A little clip heels, a little stumble, drop back probably 4 lengths, 5 lengths. Recovered a little bit late. I just think he's a horse. He's had some things just go wrong. He's been traveling around now. He's second time back here at Laurel in a row. Just get through the first 8, okay. And I think he's got the right kind of setup here in front of him to run the speed down.
You also go with your value play in Mr. Agent at 6-1 in race number 6. the 6 horse for Troy Singh. Yomar Ortiz takes the call on this one.
You saw that video. Super sharp through the wire, powerful through the wire. Yes, it's a bigger field. He's going to have to get position as well early, but I like how he battled through after making that move and kicked away. Final time. That was the key for me when I compared looking at the other races that day. Just a few ticks off of Hemp. Okay, Hemp would handle this field no problem, I would think. Yeah, that works. I think this is a step up for him. It looks like on paper, not so much. I think he can handle it.
There we have it. Let's talk about some champions otherwise in 2023. Of course, Intrepid Daydream is your Maryland-bred horse of the year. She didn't pick up her first stakes win until September 16th, but more than made up for that lost time. Won 3 stakes in a 70-day stretch, plus the distaff over in Delaware. But you also, I just wanted to touch on the other divisional champions because they didn't really have a Renaissance party. They just kind of gave it out via social media.
Okay.
But Catahoula Moon is our champion 2-year-old male. Kissed by an Angel, our 2-year-old filly. 7's11, our 3-year-old male. Bossarati, the 3-year-old filly. Double Crown, the champion older male. Wet My Beak is our champion turf runner. Breeders, Broodmare, and Stallion of the Year goes to Dr. and Mrs. Thomas Bowman, otherwise perfect, and of course Great Notion, his 8th consecutive as Maryland Stallion of the Year. Also other winners again go to the Elkstone Group for Maryland Owner of the Year, Brittany Russell, Maryland Trainer of the Year, Jamie Rodriguez, Maryland Jockey of the Year, Whitty, Maryland Male Turf Horse of the Year, Brother Conway, Maryland Claimer of the Year, and again, Damon Gladden was the Pimlico Backstretch Employee of the Year, while Janelle Tapscott was named the Laurel Backstretch Employee of the Year.
Excellent, everybody. Yeah, that's a lot.
It's a lot.
A lot of awards given out, but they're sure all well deserving. And yeah, you talk about some of the sources like Brother Conway. Man, he went on a roll, didn't he?
On a tear.
Yeah, he did go on a tear. Intrepid Daydream, man, she's always been good.
And there we have it. Thank you so much for joining us here today at the races. We will head off to Dave Rodman for some more changes and scratches.
All right, good luck, everybody.